All right, today is a good day. There's a new Star Trek Voyager game that is coming out. This is the demo version of it, kind of a first look. The game kind of came out of nowhere, but I can't complain as a Star Trek fan. Um, okay, so I guess it's one of those games where if you're outside the window, the music doesn't work so well, or it doesn't play. So we'll jump into it. Hopefully, we won't get copyright on the music. I'm not going to play other music. I want to hear what's going on in this game. All right, let's go with Epic. Okay, adjust brightness. The left side of the spaceship should barely be visible. I mean, this is barely visible. I don't know. I tend to kind of like things a little bit brighter, especially when I'm starting out in a game. All right, well, let's read the description here. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is a story-driven survival game in which the fate of the iconic starship is in your hands. Take the helm, manage the ship and resources, and make difficult decisions. Will you be able to bring home the ship and its crew? Okay, doesn't look like there's any other... Okay, you're the captain of the Federation starship USS Voyager. Manage your ship and crew. Okay, a little bit fast on that. Okay, a new ship, a new crew, a new mission. Today we embark on a mission to locate a Maquis vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. Starfleet intelligence believes these terrorists have acquired dangerous new technology. My chief of security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard that ship. I haven't received communication from him in over a week. The Badlands are treacherous. I can only hope he's safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a new crew to assemble. Speaking of which, our final two crew members have just arrived, Ensign Harry Kim and Tom Paris. It seems I have a few introductions to make. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. This is amazing. Okay, my mouse is a little bit choppy. I hope that's not going to be a problem here. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy. Ready for your first deep space assignment? Heck yeah. Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Oh, you will, Harry. Don't worry. Okay, Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Maquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in this sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. Okay, that's a little bit bold. The Maquis, wow, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax, I was with the Maquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands. This is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Okay, not sure about the dialogue. Wasn't very Voyager-esque at the beginning. I think it was just because there was some callbacks. But yeah, it was a little bit different. Okay, into the Badlands. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Okay, scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any ideas where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading toward us. Incoming, a colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert, helm, evasive maneuvers. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? Damage report. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone and gone to gray mode. We're on reserves, barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Okay, it was my understanding that stellar cartography was built later in the series. Maybe they had like a rudimentary stellar cartography, but I'm not sure. Catherine Janeway. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Oh, shoot. Dang it. I was just trying to click and drag, and I think I skipped to the decision. Welcome to the tutorial. Click on the question mark icon 1 on the left of the screen to revisit any tutorial screen. Some additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list. Check out the new tutorial screens now. Activate the Stellar Cartography 1 in the lower left part of the ship. To activate it, open up its menu by selecting the room and switching on the power supply. Okay, switch on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but... What Harry is trying to stammer is we're not in the Badlands anymore. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Okay, scan points of interest 1, marked with white question marks to reveal the resources 2. Okay, I guess we will just start from here. Uranium. Oop. Now we can get deuterium. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colors of the chance bar represent the possible outcomes. Excellent, dark green, and good, light green. Outcomes, more rewards like extra resources, morale increase, etc. Average, yellow, can include minor setbacks. bad orange and terrible red outcomes provide low reward and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay, let's set a course. 3 cycles. Okay, sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. Deploy collector probes for a safer, though less efficient collection. Risk to maneuver Voyager into the unknown cloud. Okay, hull damage minus 20, but we got 20% reward distribution. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out the choices a little bit better because I thought like all of them were green, but maybe not. Collect and store deuterium to change warp core to tier 1. Okay, so we need to find more deuterium then? Okay, there's more deuterium. And deuterium. Oh, okay, so if you hover, that's where you get it. We don't need that much, so I'll just go with the green, I guess. There is another deuterium source over here. Okay, so we got 360. Captain, we can now deactivate gray mode. Captain, ready to increase warp core output. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. Okay, so I guess we're at... Okay, where is our deuterium? Okay, we have 498 out of 1,000. Okay, how do we... Oh, okay, so we could only bump it up to tier 1. Our energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Okay. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. All right, scan the array. What about the array? Several life forms on board, Captain. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure, Captain. The signals are weak. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a duranium deposit. We need it to repair the transporter room. Aye, Captain. Setting course. Okay, we came across an abandoned mining station. The station is under lockdown and seems to be damaged. Okay, unfortunately, we can't do this. We need engineering level 1. Okay, we got 31. We now have all the duranium we need. Engineering is standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Transporters are back online. Mr. Paris, set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. Right, fly to the array. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. Okay, so challenges and traits. Okay, so pilot, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, tutorial, we just need Harry and Tom. Let's go ahead and start the mission. I don't know why in some screens the mouse is really slow. Okay, keep track of your resources in the main HUD. Deuterium, your fuel that powers the warp drive, duranium and titanium, essential for construction and repair. Crew is needed to operate key systems and rooms. Damaged rooms are not operational. Select a room to bring the room or up the room controls. If you have the resources and work teams needed, you can initiate repairs. Repairing a room takes time, cycles. Cycles. Available materials. Commence cycles by flying to other locations. Okay. Away missions. Decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. This place is eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Okay, look for any footprints or special noises. Scan for life signs or strange energy signatures. Okay, so this is the risk level. This is our available attribute in that. So no matter what we choose, we're going to be 4 less on this one and 4 less on this one. I don't know. Let's go with Harry. Oh, can we do both? No, we can't do both. Looks like this one has slightly better chance, so let's... Okay. Select to hold. Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse strumming a banjo. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Okay, so we used up some of Harry Kim. So let's try... Ooh, that's not a very good outcome, though. That's a lot better. Try to read his body language for any clues. I don't know. It's a better outcome, but okay, success 0. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put his finger on why. little grammatical error, but they can't quite put their finger. I don't know. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. Okay, so it looks like we got +5 science. I think that's science. I'm not sure. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success, golden part of the chance bar. Okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. I kind of wish you could hover and see what these icons mean. Of course, we didn't get a critical. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half-Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Okay, Chakotay and Torres, I'm assuming. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. Okay. These people must be the missing Maquis. They are being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. Okay, wake up the tattooed man, wake up the half-Klingon woman. Well, we're definitely taking B'Elanna here. Harry sprints towards the half-Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Okay, looks like we leveled up. Successful challenges 4, critical successes 0, no injury bonus. Sector 1, total 300. A sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Whoa, I'm back on Voyager? What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent because we're short. Captain, we're being hailed by the Maquis. Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Ram us? One of our own is also missing. Okay, learn to read here. It would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of the Maquis crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Ms. Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Maquis duties to the highest standards. Pata. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that what? Okay, yes. They still need to work on some of the dialogue here, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed, and their communications are cut off. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Context clues. And we can't get back in, meaning the array. But that should be that easily. Anyway, not going to be a grammar Nazi here. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate 1. The life support unit, 2. The corresponding deck, 3. Each life support unit consumes energy, so plan accordingly. Okay, so 1 is the life support unit, 2 is the corresponding deck. Okay. Life support restored on Deck 5, Captain. Engineering office is now accessible. And of course, it's a mess. We'll have to fix it before we can even use it. Okay, so repair is going to take... Duranium. Okay. We only have 17, so we're going to need to get more. Okay, we don't want to dismantle. Okay, repairs in progress. Okay, until completion, it would be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and duranium. Okay, so we have 34 cycles before we go into gray mode. So we need more deuterium and duranium. Okay. Available crew 34. Okay, how do I escape to get out? Okay, so 1 is the ship, 2 is the system. Okay. Okay, I don't think we actually went here yet, so hopefully we can get some duranium. Okay, engineering office, life support active, provides up to +1 work team. Work teams are required to perform repairs, construction, and hull repair on board Voyager. Okay, close the report to automatically finish all actions, activate all activatable rooms, and collect all resources from removed rooms. Enter ship to manage manually. Okay, I think we can close the report here. Engineering office fully operational again, Captain. We now have an additional work team to carry out two tasks simultaneously. Building on repairing rooms, even cleared rubble occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. The morale bar shows your current morale. Okay. The change to morale per cycle, looks like minus 100 in the tutorial. And icons indicating your crew's needs. Okay, so it looks like food and housing. Open the overview screen by pressing tab and switch to morale to get detailed info about your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management, food, quarters, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. All right. Okay, so it said go to tab and morale. Okay, so quarterless. That's minus 1,000 morale. That's crazy. Okay. Uh, 50 crew without quarters and emergency rations. Okay, so yeah, let's get Deck 2 online. Switching on. Life support restored on Deck 2, Captain. Access to the mess hall is now possible. However, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. Okay, yeah, we need to repair it, but we don't have the duranium. Okay, so let's go here. Looks like we're arriving here. Okay, so 395 versus 609. That's like 200 more, but the risk is substantially greater. Hey, we got it. Lost due to full storage. Okay, so it wasn't worth it. Oh shoot, that was deuterium. We need duranium. Of course. Okay, so that's what we need. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's search safely. And of course, we still got that. Okay, so that was unfortunate. All right, let's set course there. We'll get some more. Of course, we keep getting this one. All right, well, let's get into our ship. Let's get our mess hall repaired. We should have done that before we searched for more, but that's okay. Okay, repairs in process. It's going to take 3 cycles. Until completion, we should address crew accommodations. Ruined rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sections. The ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will first have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time. To pass time, travel on the map. Okay, ruined room. You can use a work team to clear it up for more building space and gain a few resources. All right, let's go ahead and clear the debris. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. I2VOC, oh, okay, so... Okay, so you can kind of... Okay, that's deuterium. We don't need deuterium yet. More deuterium. 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 We don't need deuterium. We need duranium. Okay, actually, I think that'll be fine. Okay, mess hall, life support active. Provides the crew with a place where they can gather for meals and relax away from their duty stations. Total cost after activation, 44 energy, 22. I'm not sure what that icon is. Okay, let's just go ahead and close the report. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to replicator rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle your crew consumes rations, you can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is used to consume premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale but consume deuterium. Well, we have a lot of deuterium in this sector. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew, Captain. Okay, so this is our morale meter. Looks like maybe goes up to 5,000-ish, 4,000, something like that. Oh, max amount 4,000. Okay, so we're still at negative 40 per cycle because they don't have quarters yet. Okay, so how do we navigate? Oop. Okay, I probably should have repaired the damaged room first. Okay, construction report. Dismantled the ruined room. Oh, no, we couldn't do that yet. Okay. Close the report to automatically. Okay, let's just go with the easy. Okay, yeah, we got more than enough. Okay, ruined room removal concluded. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters now. It'll do wonders for morale, Captain. To build new rooms, select the empty building space to bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. Okay, maintenance, crew, technology, combat, or technology. Okay, emergency quarters accommodates 10 crew in crammed, limited quality quarters. -1 morale per cycle. Okay, better than nothing, though. Your crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you'd like. Okay, looks like we're getting hailed by the caretaker. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who is this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo, but his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Okay, 40% chance plus 30. 30% chance plus 30. 30% chance. 100% chance. Okay, I feel like I'm getting tricked into choosing this one. Okay, I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs of Tom and Chakotay. No signs of them, Captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? All right. We are entrusted with their safety. Their families and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. I understand, but I had no choice. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid, find something that cannot be found. Okay, offer our help. What are you looking for? Maybe we can help. You? I've searched the galaxy with methods beyond your comprehension. No, there's nothing you can do. No. You're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. Damn it, we haven't gotten any closer to Paris and Chakotay. You managed to get something. Your Starfleet don't know how to fight, but you sure talk good. Captain, if I may, I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the fifth planet in the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Ms. Torres? I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together, Captain. Helm, set course for the fifth planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Okay. I think this is Okampa. Set a course for the fifth planet in the neighboring system, maximum warp. The sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and select a specific pole to visit. Okay, so how do we get there? Oh, hold to set course. Okay, dismantled. Okay, so now we should have... Oh, wait. No. Stop. Okay, not enough work teams. Okay, so we built emergency quarters, life support active, accommodates 10 crew, and crammed limited quality quarters, -1 morale. Takes 2 energy per cycle, total cost after activation. Okay, let's just close that report. We should be in this system now. Investigate the marked planet in the neighboring system. Is that this here? I'd like to get some more uranium if possible. So let's scan some of these. There we go. That should be on our way. That's also duranium. Deuterium. Okay, it seems like scanning doesn't really have any consequence, so I guess we'll just do this. All right, let's set a course. Let's gather these duranium on our way here, and then we can circle back around. Okay, life support active. Okay, looks like that's our only option. Okay, why do we always get some sort of penalty? Okay, I want to repair. Okay, okay, so that's a shield generator. Battery compartment, ruined room. Okay, hopefully we can get some more crew quarters going, because I think we're still, 30 quarterless crew. So I'm guessing deck 2 and deck 3 are mostly crew quarters. I'm not sure what the layout of Voyager is. Let's go back to the system here. Set course. Let's get some more duranium. Okay, so let's enter the room. Set up some more crew quarters here. Okay, we got 46. What's our max storage? Max is 100. We should be good. Okay, Captain, I need to address the lack of quarters. Many are sleeping in the corridors. The morale is suffering. I suggest building new quarters so more people can sleep in their own beds. You'll have 40 cycles to accomplish this task. Okay, I'd like to get enough quarters to house everyone, so let's try for that. Okay, I think we have 2 more going. Okay, we don't have enough personnel, so hopefully we'll still be able to do it. We have 40 cycles. Should be good. It seems like switching back from the ship to the sector, the load time could be a little bit better. All right, let's try the tractor beam. I guarantee you we're going to get the yellow. Okay. Should have gone with the guaranteed. All right, what are we at? We're at 408 of 1,000. We may as well pick up this duranium or deuterium. Okay, so that's ready. Actually, we need to get life support in that one. Okay, I think we should be good on quarters now. I think. Okay, I don't know what like the probability, like the random number generator is doing, but I always get the yellow, even though there's a way greater chance at a success. Okay, so anyway, we're pretty good on deuterium. We have quite a bit of duranium, so we should be able to build some stuff. Let's go ahead and set course. Yep, I was right. It's Ocampa. All right, we have another emergency quarters. Okay, so we still have 10 unhoused. Okay, that should be enough for everyone. So the next thing that I want to do is open up deck 2, most likely. Okay, missing resources. We need 70. Oh, and 35 tritanium. We haven't even found tritanium yet. About deck 4. 50. Okay. Okay. Torpedo launch bay. Okay, tons and tons of ruined rooms. Torpedo launch bay. Okay, so we have a workshop. Shuttle bay. Is there a way to zoom out? Oh, there is. Okay. Okay, Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, this game is a lot different than I was expecting. Hopefully once we get out of kind of like the tutorial aspect of the game, we'll be able to be a little bit more free in our choices here. Okay, let's see what we have here. A new lead. Follow the caretaker's energy pulses. Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? Okay, what makes this place so special? Okay, optional, do a general scan. Optional, check the energy impulses. Okay, let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Strange, but intriguing. Okay, let's get a little bit more information. I think we should be able to do all 3 options. Okay, anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There's nothing else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he was running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we'd better hurry. Okay, we'll examine this world firsthand. I don't get to choose my crew on this one. Oh, is this Neelix's ship? I think it is. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. Yep. Okay, a peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Greetings, looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, mister? Neelix, never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times, well, hundreds of times, maybe 50 times, but the caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place, dangerous. You could use a guide, but of course, a guide needs a little, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Okay, wait, so is there anything on Ocampa that I can do now, or do we have to just... Nope. Okay, I'm not sure really what else to do other than maybe gather some more resources. I thought we were gonna do like an away team to Ocampa. Let me know if I missed something here. All right, we could probably... Let's go ahead and top off some of our deuterium. Okay, yep, that's what I was gonna do anyway, so here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this one because I've never had any luck with any of the other ones. Okay, so the crew is happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. 200 morale. Close report. Actually, I do see here that there's a different resource. Is that this one? Okay, well, anyway, it looks like we're getting a call from the caretaker. What a delicious meal, a culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was this called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup. I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance now. Ah, yes, your missing crew, right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Ocampa had our people. Well, the Ocampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Majay Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Okay, anything else we should know about the Kazon Ogla? Water is a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. All right, let's send down an away team. Very well, prepare an away team. You'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, is there anything else that we can do? Yeah, we need to keep preparing. Okay, so we need to find some titanium before we can progress any further. But I think okay, I thought we had that going. I don't know why that's not going. We need to do that within the next 26 cycles. Okay, but before we go back to Ocampa, okay, so we have our shield generator. Okay, what does our shield generator do? Okay, should we assign Tuvok? Okay, I don't know why this isn't letting us build more crew quarters there. That's a little bit concerning because we have. Do you need 2 spots? You might need 2 spots for crew quarters, so that's not too good. I don't know where to get titanium either, so I might fail the quarter problem. Okay, so what is the science points? Okay, let's get science points. Okay, let's see if we can get more than 39. Of course not. Of course not. We should have just gone with the safe option. Okay, yeah, we do need a little bit more deuterium. Go with the safe option. Okay, yeah, we're running out of cycles for the quarter problem. Unfortunately, I didn't know that you needed 2 blocks. Okay, that's good. Let's go back to Ocampa. We'll do that little away mission. Okay, Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders. Send away team. Okay, so Neelix is a must-have on this mission here. Okay, so I guess we need Tuvok. Okay, and we need probably more engineering than science. So we'll go with that. Okay, the away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings on this dust bowl? Okay, unfortunately, we don't have enough. Whatever this icon is. Okay, I wish we could like hover over these and see what those are. I mean, that's deuterium, right? Okay, but I guess we're just gonna have to do this one and hope. Okay, we got a success. The away team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clearer view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Okay, so design an intelligent shelter to withstand the storm. We barely have enough for that. Ooh, that gives us plus... It gives us plus 30, but I think we can only hold 100. This gives us science. Build a temporary shelter or analyze the area and evaluate the best cover from the storm. Okay, let's do this one. That'll hopefully give us a chance at a critical success. We're not going to need engineering. Well, we are going to need engineering later. Okay, let's do this one. Hopefully we can get a critical success here. But of course we're not. Oh, we are. Critical success. Okay, the away team quickly gathers rocks and wood, constructing a makeshift shelter. They huddle together as the sandstorm rages around them. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges slightly battered but unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. Plus 22 duranium. Sometimes certain approaches in away missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people? Oh, Christ. Okay. All right, this is a hard decision here. I'm trying to think back of what happened in the actual series. I think in the series it was probably Neelix, but I think the Ogla weren't so happy with him. All right, let's try this. Hopefully we won't get killed. It does have some risk of not working, and knowing my luck. Oh, okay, we barely got it. That was so close. The away team approaches with weapons drawn and shoulders tensed. The women and children of the Kazon Ogla scattered in fear. The men are armed, but seem too intimidated to act. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement, Jabin, their leader. He seems unimpressed by the away team, but his face darkens at the sight of Neelix in the background. A badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like a Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner. Okay, that's Kess, I'm guessing. Okay, why isn't it letting me continue? Okay, there we go. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? Okay, assure them you have no bad intentions. Demonstrate strength to keep Kazon at bay. Offer water in exchange for information. Okay, so I think that's morale. 15. Okay, let's actually. Okay, let's see here. Do we need more? Nope, this is the last need for engineering, so let's do this. Hopefully we'll get a super critical success. Okay, the away team offers Jabin water from the replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Okampa live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Okampa woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. When suddenly Neelix grabs a phaser, he points it at Jabin and demands the Okampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Great. Okay. Well, this looks like our best option in terms of critical failure. I don't know. This is hard. Okay, and we have recruited Kess. The away team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though furious, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escape with no casualties. Okay, mission complete. Successful challenges 3, critical successes 2, no injury bonus 100, 1 times sector bonus for a total of 400. Okay, more than gratitude. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? Bro, she's 2 years old. My dearest Kess, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if it had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kess, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful now. Okay, let's get some more information on the caretaker. Hopefully this will help us in the future. What can you tell us about the caretaker? For generations, he has provided the Okampa with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it or where he came from? No, we do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Okay, ask why Kess came to the surface. Kess, if it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a people who had full command of our minds' abilities. Kess, Mr. Neelix, I'm curious, how did you two meet? I met Kess while I was trading with the Kays on Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. Okay, he visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. All right, we have things to do. All right, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kess will go to sickbay and have you examined. Okay, storage full. Captain, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the cargo bay is overflowing. If we find any more of it, we'll have nowhere to put it. We would just lose valuable resources. I was wondering if we could expand our cargo or our storage capacity, perhaps with a new cargo bay. Yeah, well, we need to do that. Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna miss out on this quartermaster or quarter problem. Like, it should tell me that I can't do that. Like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, like this, I think is part of the mess hall. Okay, well, they wanted another cargo bay, so let's do that. Hopefully that'll build. Looks like we need sick bay repaired. Oh, can I put... Oh, I should have known. Okay. Dang it. Okay, not enough work teams. Shoot. Canceled that. Ruined room. Clear the... Oh, 4 cycles. We're not going to make it. Dang it. Yeah, I should have known. I could have done it on another deck. Okay. I wonder what the penalty is for the quarter problem. Darn it, darn it. Okay. Anyway. Let's go back to the system. Okay, let's set a course. The crew is very unhappy about the broken promise. Minus 200. Okay, well, sorry about that. The ship's primary medical facilities heals injured or sick crew and heroes over time. Capacity to heal up to 5 crew simultaneously. All right, let's enter the ship. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sickbay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work. Increase the efficiency of sickbay by assigning a suitable hero. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Kess. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes, nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain. I am programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and a sick bay to reorganize. Okay, so build a cargo bay within 30 cycles. We have that going. All right, let's go back to system here. Okay, we have our ruined room ready. Let's go ahead. Nope. Okay, emergency quarters. So had I known that I could have done it on deck 5, I would have. Okay, deuterium cloud. Okay, our max capacity for duranium is still only 100. I don't... Okay. All right, we're at 677. That's everything in this system here. All right, let's go back to the ship. Oh, darn it. Okay, so cargo bay looks like it needs a larger space as well. Okay, 6 cycles. Hopefully we can... Okay, let's close cargo bay. Oh, okay. So yeah, it needs 3. Okay, so let's build that there. We have 5 cycles to build that. Okay, so there we go. Okay, we have our emergency quarters now. And our cargo bay. So plus 500 food, plus 50 duranium, plus 50 tritanium, plus 500 deuterium. All right, let's close. Captain, we've got a major problem brewing down in engineering. Deuterium levels are critical. This ship won't last long without a refuel. If we don't locate a new supply soon, we'll be adrift in space with no energy, no life support. We need to act fast. Okay, the crew is happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. Plus 100 morale. Okay, so we need to find some more deuterium. We need to deal with the array first. Okay, so this is... Okay, this isn't so good because I think we've mined everything. Oh no, we didn't. We didn't. Okay. Okay, so where's the array? I think it's there. Anyway, let's set a course here. We'll get our... Ooh, okay, energy loss report. Okay, entering gray mode. You are completely out of deuterium. Without it, the warp core is shut down and only emergency power is available. This is called gray mode. While traveling in gray mode, you won't use any deuterium, but most rooms will be deactivated to conserve energy. Okay, mess hall out of order. Captain, I sense a heaviness upon the crew's spirits. Being stranded in the Delta Quadrant has taken its toll. A small gesture like improving quarters, better meals, or time on the holodeck might boost morale. Okay, let's do that. Let's just get the 427. Let's do our ship. Why can't we do that? Okay, we need to... Okay, why can't we do that? Okay, where was our warp core? That's main deflector. Okay, main engineering. Okay, now our warp core is back online. Okay, switch on. And switch on. Let's go back to our system. Okay, we collected a low amount of deuterium. Okay, let's just get as much as we can. Okay, I think we're good on that. Okay, why do we have minus 50? Oh, I think, okay, so mess hall. Okay, there we go. Okay, so do we have to go back to a compa? Or is this even Ocampa? It's not. Okay. Okay, I think we have to go back to the caretaker's array. Hopefully. Or not. Oh, okay, I should have been reading up here. Repair and activate the science lab. Dang it. Okay, so I've just been wasting resources here. Okay, battery compartments. Phaser control room. Aero shuttle bay. Okay, so where is... Okay, science lab. Let's get this repaired. Okay, allows for analysis of found objects, unlocks the tech tree, and enables research of technologies. Produces 1 science point per cycle. Each additional science laboratory increases the research speed. Okay, Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Okay, who can we... Okay, let's assign Harry. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to get that. Okay, so we need to raise morale from 1270 to 2250. This might be hard. Okay, shoot. Yeah, we need to find more duranium. And I think we have like all of our resources are already... Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that. I should have chose a different option. Shoot, and we're running out of deuterium also. This is not good. Okay, access the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms or unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade of the tier of a technological category. Unlock a new tech costs research points. Research points are produced by active science labs that can also be gained as rewards, e.g. in away missions. Okay, items research, transporter signal amplifier rewards, transporter signal amplifier blueprint. Okay, so do we need to go back? Okay, Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Of course we do. All right, let's go into our tech tree. Okay, already researched. Okay, everything else looks locked. We have 138 research or science points. Okay, crew. Okay, how do I unlock it? Okay, already researched. Okay, I think that's locked behind the tutorial here. Already... Okay, unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. Oh, probably because the workshop's not done yet. Okay, Man, I need more deuterium. This is not good. Okay, yeah, it's telling me to go into the tech tree though, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Guess we could do hull reinforcement. Could also do shield. All right, I guess we'll do that. Unless it wanted me to do something else here. Darhan, thanks so much for the follow over on Twitch. Hope you're liking this game. This is the free demo. You can go ahead and check it out on Steam. I think it just came out today. It might have been last night. Okay, this kind of sucks. We're going to be going into gray mode here in just a second. Yep. Okay, energy loss. Of course, everything is down. Our morale is going to suffer immensely. Okay, E to unpause. Yeah, we just need to get this going. Okay, close report. Workshop repaired, Captain. We can start production of the signal amplifier. Okay, and that's going to take several cycles here. Okay, we're losing 100 morale per cycle. Okay, unfortunately, we just need this to get to our next task here. Okay, the signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It would be wise to make haste back to the Okampa. Okay, yeah, I think we're just gonna have to deal with it. I think if we break our promise, it's even worse. And there's just no resources in these sectors, so we're gonna need to Oh no. Okay, so 2 crew members left Voyager? Damn, we only had like 35. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the resources or time to be able to do that. Need to address the lack of quarters. Many are sleeping in the corridors and morale is suffering. I suggest building new quarters. Yeah, bro. Captain, I witnessed a fight between crew members today. Good people pushed to the brink. This incident is a symptom of the despair and anger festering aboard Voyager. Morale is dangerously low. We cannot ignore this crisis any longer. Build or improve quarters. All right. Unfortunately, we just don't have resources. We need to get to a new sector. Yeah, send the away team. Okay, so Tuvok's the only one with whatever this is. Yeah, you need to be able to hover to see what these are, but he'll fulfill those, and then we need someone with some engineering, so obviously it's going to be Balana. Okay, upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. Watch out, shouts one of them. The foreign warriors are back. Captain, the Kazon seem hesitant, almost fearful. What are our orders? Both of these options suck. Okay, at least there's no risk level. I don't know. This one is better than the other one, I guess. Okay, failure. The away team's bold move takes the Kazon by surprise. A few confused Kazon fire warning shots, but quickly cease fire when the away team shows no reaction. The Kazon make no further attempts to interfere as the away team enters the tunnel. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. Okay. Let's go ahead and just use... Oh, but Tuvok's fatigued. So maybe we'll use this, but we're gonna need engineering for task 5, so hopefully B'Elanna will be okay with that. The away team deploys the transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green. The Okampa City. All right, so we get plus 10 science. Captain, we're inside the Okampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? Yeah. Let Kess do it since she lives here. Okay, Kess approaches a group of Okampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Okampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake but disoriented. Surrounded by strange medical equipment, Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. Okay, oh my gosh, this is huge. We got 200 morale. So hopefully we're not gonna fail the overall game. Okay, a message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. Okay, well. This looks like our best option. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnel using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon, they reach the exit. The security barrier, the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. Okay, so this is the last task, so we can just burn all of our... Okay, so at least we got a critical success. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on Voyager. All right, plus 27 science. Okay, 325. That puts B'Elanna and Tuvok to level 3. Unexpected allies. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, and Mr. Paris, it's good to have you. It's good to have my pilot back. What? No champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. Okay, let's find out more about the caretaker. Did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people, and he's increased their power supply to half a decade. What? And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Okay, what can you tell us about the Okampa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned warming. The day our surface turned into a desert, on that day the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he has provided for the Okampa. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok. There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Okampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. In addition, Ensign Kim mentioned that the caretaker provided the Okampa with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, coupled with the destruction of the access tunnels and his frequent references to running out of time. The logical conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. I believe he is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? Okay, ask if they know why they were sent to Okampa. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Okampa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sickbay now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. The doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis, Captain. Aware of his imminent death, the caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Okampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, one who would continue his work. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. If he dies before finding a suitable successor, will be stranded. We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Captain, your swift action has bought us some time, but the struggle to maintain morale is far from over. Our crew's spirits are fragile, their patience worn thin. We cannot rely on short-term solutions. We need a long-term strategy to address the underlying issues. Okay, shield generator. Of course, we are offline. Yeah, I think once we get the resources, unfortunately, we can't do anything else. Okay, we need to. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have any power. So how are we supposed to do this? I mean, as it stands right now, unfortunately, I think we've failed. Um, yeah, how do we get freaking resources? Yeah, because we're at 0 morale. This is not good. I'm pretty sure we're gonna fail. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so I think the lesson is that you should only gather resources when you absolutely need to. Like I don't even think there is enough deuterium to do that. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna. I don't know if I should just start over. Yeah, because we have no power. We have nothing. It seems like we should already get to like the end game. What else is there? Okay, I think we're just going to start over, which absolutely sucks. All right, we will see if we can do this a little bit faster. We'll just skip everything. Okay, hopefully we can figure this out. All right, let's just skip to the choice. Okay, colossal wave. Yeah, we just have to be a little bit more careful with the resources. All right, let's get stellar cartography online. Okay, yeah, so we need to get deuterium. Okay, now we can get deuterium. Okay, let's deactivate gray mode here. Okay, energy levels returning. Good. Now what about this thing? Okay, let's try hailing them. No response. Okay, we should have just gone with this in the first place. Okay, no one on board. Let's scan the array. Several life forms. No Vulcans. Signals are weak. Let's see for ourselves. Okay, we need some duranium. Let's go get that. All right, 39 duranium. Okay, let's get engineering or transporter. Okay, back online. All right, let's set course to the array. All right, Harry and Tom. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna need science, science, and science. All right, let's go with this one. Of course, we had a failure. All right, let's do this one here. Okay, Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act. Old man isn't much help. Okay, so we can go... I guess we're gonna have to go with... Okay, I guess we're gonna have to go with this. Unfortunately, that means we might fail the next one. Okay, Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I don't know why we failed the first one. It's just RNG, I guess. Okay, Harry sprints towards the half Klingon woman. Okay, a sudden return. Catherine Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just skipping through some of this stuff just to get back to where we were. Okay, so Captain, the ship status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources. All right, let's get that online. Engineering office is now accessible. Okay, of course it's damaged. Let's repair. Okay, 2 cycles. Scan all the planets in the system and gather deuterium and duranium. Okay, where are we? We're here. Okay. Engineering office is ready. Okay, logically, we should now focus on deck 2 and the mess hall. All right, let's get that switched on. All right, let's get our mess hall repaired. Repairs in progress. Okay, we should get crew accommodations. All right, let's clear the debris and collect more resources. Okay, actually, let's get uranium first. Okay. Okay, that's the shield generator. Okay, so let's... clear the debris. All right, so now we need to build crew quarters, emergency quarters. That takes 2 slots. Okay, let's get that going. Okay, Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Who is this? Why are you bothering me? Okay, I remember that voice. It's the man with the banjo. We mean you no harm. Okay, let's scan the array. No signs. Okay, not enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid. Okay, what kind of debt? Weren't you listening? It cannot be repaid. All I can do is protect them. No, you're stealing my time. And we've been cut off. Okay, energy pulses. All right, this is going to lead us to Okampa. All right, let's get that. And then actually, let's get a little bit more deuterium. Okay, yeah, we just don't want to go over that 1,000. Okay, enter the ship. Let's build some more emergency crew quarters. Okay, there's still one cycle on that. All right, let's go to our sector here. Okay, building is ready. All right, we'll get that going. Okay, let's get that going, and then we can build another crew quarter. We'll get that going. Then we'll have 3 additional crew quarters, which should be sufficient. Okay, 6 cycles on that. Let's go back to our... Oh, wait, no. System. Yeah, I kind of wish that you could just scan the whole system instead of having to scan each individual thing, especially since there's no cost to it. Either that or it should like cost something. Okay, so we're at 690 deuterium. We have enough duranium, I think. So let's go ahead and go to Okampa. Okay. Let's go ahead and build that. We have 1 cycle remaining here, then we can build another couple, which will be all 30 of our required houses, or quarters, I should say. Right, we don't have enough. Okay, so go back to our system here. Okay, we've reached our destination. Let's continue. Okay, I think I'm being a little bit smarter on the resources this go around. Last go around, I just kind of mined everything all at once, which ended up being a problem. Okay, let's see what we have here. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? Okay, what makes this place so special? All right, let's scan the planet. All has the basic characteristics of an M class. Okay, anything noteworthy? Consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse is decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. All right, let's prepare our away team here. And meet Neelix. Okay, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us on screen. Peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before, perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Okay, greetings. Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place, dangerous. You could use a guide, but of course a guide needs a little, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Okay, so Neelix has been recruited here. Okay, so deuterium's at 468. We'll let that go for just a second. Okay, rebuild Voyager and explore systems. Okay, so to build more, we probably need more deuterium here. Or, sorry, duranium. Okay, 493. Oh, that's all the duranium? All right, we have our emergency quarters here. We can go ahead and build another set. We have one more cycle. Okay, caretaker. Okay, what a delicious meal, a culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What's it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup. I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you're enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance now. Ah, yes, your missing crew, right? Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Ocampa had our people. Well, the Ocampa do have your people, but just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Maji Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Okay. Very well. Prepare an away team and accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Fly back to Ocampa. Where's my mouse? There we go. Sector. Nope. System. Okay, emergency quarters are ready. 3 more cycles on that, and then we'll have our full complement of housing. Captain, we've reached our destination. All right, let's send our away team. We need to take Neelix, and we'll take Tuvok. Okay, so security is the phasers, diplomacy is the Federation symbol, engineering, and I'm not sure what this is. But anyway, we will take Tuvok and B'Elanna. Okay, the away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? Okay, well, we only have one option here, so let's go ahead and do that. Of course, it's a failure. Finds it difficult to make progress in the harsh conditions. Wind and sand slow them down, and the uneven terrain often causes them to stumble. Eventually, they reach a ledge, exhausted and disoriented. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up, and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Okay, design an intelligence shelter. Okay, we have just enough for that, so let's just go ahead and do that. We don't need engineering for the rest, okay? B'Elanna wastes no time. With impressive efficiency, she swiftly constructs a wind-resistant shelter from surrounding debris, all the while grumbling about the perceived incompetence of the Starfleet team. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla. Okay, so we got plus 45 uranium. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach? Okay, let's do this one. That'll give us 200 morale, which is important in this game. Okay, Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Ogla in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement, Jabin, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like a Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around the corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them? Okay, unfortunately, I think this is probably our best option. Hopefully, we will get a success. Okay, success. The display of potential force seems to impress Jabin, who explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. When suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser, points it at Jabin, and demands for the Ocampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Okay, looks like we can just go ahead and do this. Okay, success. The away team raises their hands in a gesture of peace, slowly backing away while choosing their words carefully to calm the angry Kazon. Jabin, though furious at Neelix's impulsive action, recognizes the away team's intelligent attempt to de-escalate the situation. He allows them to retreat, though his eyes burn with anger. All right, level 2 on everything, or on everyone. Okay, more than gratitude. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? All right, my dearest Kes, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier. If it had the slightest breach, a transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kes, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Okay. All right. Someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kes will go to sickbay and have you examined. Okay, repair and activate the science laboratory. Repair and activate the sickbay. Okay. Let's do that. We're at 320 deuterium. So let's go to the system, pick up some more. Okay, deuterium running low. Captain, we've got a major problem. Understood. We'll stockpile. Okay, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Okay, transporter signal amplifier. And let's put... Okay, 41% if we put Harry there. So let's put Harry there. Okay, the crew is happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. Plus 200 morale. Let's go back to the ship. One cycle there. We need to get sick bay repaired. That's 3 cycles. Let's go back to the system here. All right, let's get these science points. Enter the ship. Emergency quarters. Okay, so we're good on all that. Shield generator, phaser control room. I think what I want to do is just continue getting the various rooms cleared out. Okay, and then repair sick bay. Okay, let's go the safe route. All right, we got plus 30 science. Okay, 1 cycle. I think we're okay to just do that. All right, we got sick bay. Okay, Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Computer, initiate emergency medical cryptographic program. Introducing the Doctor. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's EMH. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Kess. There's no need for concern. I'm capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes. Nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. It's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain. I'm programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and a sickbay to reorganize. Okay, so this is where I was a little bit confused. I mean, I guess we'll just research stuff. Okay, so yeah, we need to get the workshop repaired. Okay. Repair and activate workshop. Okay, so that's going to take 3 cycles. We're at 525 for deuterium. Okay, I think I might have to be a little bit bolder in gathering the deuterium. Okay, so 1 cycle and 1 cycle. Okay, I'm gonna just skip. Okay, workshop repaired, Captain. We can start production of the signal amplifier. Okay, yeah, we're doing a lot better on resources, so hopefully we'll be okay this time around. Okay, so oh no. I want to do it. I want to clear out debris on decks that are already functioning. Oh, I should have done that one. Okay, so 3 cycles on that. Okay, so we don't really need to get any more resources quite yet, so hopefully we'll just... Okay, the signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It would be wise to make haste back to the Ocampa. Okay, that room is ready. Okay, let's get that one. 2 cycles and 5 cycles. Let's go back to the system. And back to Ocampa. Okay, yeah, I think we're doing a lot better this time around. Okay, so that's the shield generator. Yeah, I don't know if I should continue repairing stuff. I know that in the future we're gonna have to get a cargo bay going. maybe let's just get that cargo bay now. Okay, so Captain, we've reached our destination. Let's send our away team. Okay, yeah, we need to bring Kess. Okay, so phasers in engineering. Okay, a lot of these are going to take engineering. But we need phasers in diplomacy also. Okay, so actually, I think instead of Harry, we'll bring Balana. She's got similar traits. Well, I don't know. Harry has more science. Okay, there's only two that need science, and there's more that need engineering. Although Harry does have engineering and science. Let's see, do we have to take it? Yeah, we have to take Kess. Okay, we'll take Balana. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they reach for their weapons, but hesitate. Careful, shouts one of them. Don't let them butter you up. Captain, the Kazon seem to be more cautious this time, but they're still ready to attack. What are our orders? Okay, that uses... Shoot. Yeah, that's... Okay, but that's going to use engineering, and we need engineering for these as well. I feel like that's the lowest risk, though. Okay, let's take our chances because we get bonus duranium also. Knowing my luck, though. Okay, phew. The away team races their phasers, approaching the Kazon with an intimidating demeanor. The Kazon, remembering the away team's previous display of wit, hesitate. They are unsure whether to risk a confrontation and eventually back down, allowing the away team to proceed to the tunnel. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance, using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully we won't need science after that. We're guaranteed a success. Okay, the team deploys the transporter signal. Oh, so is this number... I think this number corresponds to the amount that's used. So we used up some of the science for Kess and Tuvok. Okay, so lower is better. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? Okay, well, this is crap. Please get lucky. Yes, okay. Kess approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake but disoriented. Surrounded by strange medical equipment, Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. Okay, a message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. All right, we need to get out of here. All right, we get some uranium. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier, the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. Okay, this is the last one, so let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully we'll get a critical success. Okay, the team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal. All right, we got plus 27 science. And Balana and Tuvok are now level 3. All right, so we are definitely doing better than last go around. Unexpected allies. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet recruiters rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, and Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. What, no champagne, not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant, and we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. All right, let's do some of these optionals. Okay, what can you tell us about the Ocampa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true, our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warming. The day our surface turned into a desert, on that day, the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he has provided for the Ocampa. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok? There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Ocampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cause such devastation to render a planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess I do not know, Captain. Okay, did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people, and he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Okay. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sickbay now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material for what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Okampa with a mere 5 years worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Okampa for millennia. Why this sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. The doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Okampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, a compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe that the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the array before it's too late. Okay, Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Okay, we need more work teams. Okay, so I want to get an engineering office as soon as possible. Okay, we have... Okay, so we have our hull reinforcement. We'll begin research here. Those are the only two that we can do so far. Okay, so 2 cycles, 3 cycles. Just got to keep an eye on our deuterium here. All right, close. Okay, engineering office. How many cycles? Oh, 6 cycles. Okay, well, let's get that going. We only have 1 more cycle on cargo bay, so let's close the report there. Let's get our shield generator repaired. Okay, so 2 cycles on that. We still have quite a bit of deuterium. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, we have our shield generator. Okay, let's get Tuvok there. Obviously, we want our doctor in sick bay. Okay, oh. Okay, let's do that. Oop. Okay, can we... Oh, so you have to select a type. Okay, we definitely want deuterium. That was our major downfall last time. So let's do that. Okay, phaser control room. Oh, so we want phasers next. Okay, so that... not enough work teams. Oh, okay, so do we not want to assign them? I think we don't want to assign them, and then we have another work team. No? Oh, missing resources. Okay. Okay, so let's assign that. Let's go to the system. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of... No, of course not. Of course not. Okay, let's get a little bit more deuterium. Okay, now we have another engineering office, but we're still lacking deuterium. Okay, so let's assign them to hull repair. Okay, everything is still locked in our research. We need to go to a different sector. Hopefully there'll be some deuterium. No, duranium. I get those two confused. Okay, crap. Okay, that used a lot of deuterium. Okay, understood. We'll stockpile. Okay, let's go back to the ship. Nope. Nope, that's the... main engineering. Get that back online. Switch on. Switch on. Replicator rations. Okay, back to the system. Continue. Repair our phaser controls. I guess we'll repair torpedo launchers. Okay, yeah, we can get more. Okay, so we're down to 21 uranium. Okay, phaser control room is ready. Okay. Ooh, that takes a ton of duranium. 70. Oh man. Okay. Okay, our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Okay, let's get... Okay, and then I'm gonna get the rest of the deuterium here as well. Oh, shoot. Lost... Okay, dang it. Okay, yeah, we need to build another cargo bay. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, actually, no, I can't. I can't. Cargo bay. All right, let's go back to the system. Get the last of the deuterium. Okay, yeah, we're doing super well on the morale this go around. Okay, only 207. Yeah, it wasn't smart. That's fine. Okay, Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders continue. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have our Maquis raiders manned. You'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Back for more, are you? Don't think your silk tongue will work this time. All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. Oh, I'm sure you have another fancy speech prepared for the entity, but I won't allow it. We have no dispute with you. Of course not. You'd rather talk your way into getting what you want. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. I'm not as gullible as you think. The array's power is mine. Jabin, we can discuss this like two civilized. He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. Okay, each combat encounter you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbols to select new heroes. Okay, so definitely Tuvok. We'll do evasive maneuvers. Oh, actually, B'Elanna is level 3. Okay, we should be good either way. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically, torpedoes manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and decide how to approach the enemy. Okay, so orders. Okay, complete tutorial steps to continue. Movement targeted. Movement target reached. Okay, so orders. Order your ship to try to attack or defend a side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Okay, so this is offense, defense, surrender, retreat, repair. Okay, offense. Okay, so it's saying target weapons. In battle, the hero's abilities can be activated either by selecting them with the mouse or by pressing the number keys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. A blue countdown indicates the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until the ability is ready for use again. For more detailed information about the effect of the abilities, hover over the respective image with the mouse. Okay, it doesn't look like we're taking too much damage, but we are taking some damage to the engines. Torpedoes have to be fired manually. Shift key or LT. Oh, LT on controller. They are very powerful weapons, causing great damage to systems and hulls. However, their effect is negligible against shields, so make sure you fire from the right angle. Okay. I guess we'll keep attacking. Okay, why are we not actually targeting? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, combat result win, hull status 97%. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the combat in this game yet. Seems a little bit wonky. Okay, we pushed them back, but it was a close call. We got our crew beamed off in time before the raider exploded. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcements. This array will be mine. And I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Well, aren't you persistent? We need you to send us back where we came from. Impossible. I've barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Okampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. Okay, well, this is Voyager. We're not getting sent home anyway. Did you ever consider allowing the Okampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Okampa are stronger than you think. Okay, what happened to the Okampa was your fault. Something you did turned their planet into a desert, didn't it? That was the debt that could never be repaid. We were explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would devastate their atmosphere. 2 of us were chosen to stay behind and care for them. 2, where's the other? She went off to look for more interesting places. Right? You've dragged us into this. You need to send us. Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to take the array's systems to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain, or try to access. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Okampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him. We'll be stranded. Please protect the Okampa. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert, crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Okampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control systems to send us back? Well, this is Voyager. We gotta destroy the array. I don't think trying to return us back is gonna change anything anyway, so... We never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Okampa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvok, ready the tri-cobalt device. What are you doing? The array's our only way out of here. You can't. I can and I will. Tricobalt devices ready, Captain. Fire. We'll find another way home, I promise. Who do you think you are making the decision for all of us? It was the right decision, Balana. The Okampa, they remind me of our people. We were fighting a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Okampa deserve that too. 70,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great. Now I'll definitely miss my next Outmeet review. A misbehavior review should not be your primary concern at the moment, Mr. Paris. Thanks, Tuvok. Hadn't thought about that. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Voyager's hull can be damaged in combat. Dialogues, spatial phenomena, or the main deflector is offline. Or if the main deflector is offline. If the hull integrity reaches 0, Voyager will be destroyed and the game is over. Hull doesn't regenerate by itself. To repair the hull, assign a work team in the engineering office. Okay. So asteroid field, plasma storm, main deflector offline. All right, let's go to our ship. Go to our engineering office, assigned to repair hull. Okay, we have another cargo bay. Get deuterium. No, sorry, duranium. Because this one's on deuterium. Okay, so we need to find tricobalt. I think that's what that is. No, tritanium. Before we can get that going. Okay, I guess we'll get them both. All right, let's go to our sector, and I guess we're going back to Okampa. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying that you have to scan each and every one of these. Maybe if we upgrade astrometrics in the future, we'll be able to just scan a whole sector, or a whole system, I mean. Okay, so 80 of 150, so we could go ahead and get some more duranium. Okay, understood. We'll stockpile. Right, 200 morale. No. Okay, we need tritanium. I think we need 70. Okay. Okay, I think we need to have an unassigned engineering office. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but let's unassign those. Let's go back here. Let's try it. Please, please. No. 3 crew got injured. Damn it. Okay, we're at 96. So we should be good. Let's just collect the 45 so we don't go over. Let's get some more deuterium. All right, let's try it again. Come on, come on. All right. Okay, we're good on that. Let's just go here. Okay, the caretaker is dead. I couldn't read that. Okay, 70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together, Commander. Your decision didn't win you any friends, Kazon, Maquis, and Starfleet, but I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on 1 ship stranded in the Delta Quadrant fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The Maquis are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside and work together to coexist. Coexist? Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's first officer. First officer, you're willing to trust a Maquis with that responsibility? I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning, a chance to forge a new path together. Neelix, Kess, you wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies, water, medicine? Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much want to be part of your journey. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, you haven't lived until you tasted my Anglabask. But more than that, Captain, I can be your morale officer. Keep those smiles bright on this long voyage home. I have a feeling you'll need that. A guide, a cook, and a morale officer? That's quite an offer, Mr. Neelix. And Kess, what about you? What do you hope to gain from this journey? I want to see the galaxy. There's so much out there I don't know. So much to explore and discover. I haven't mentioned it before, but the Ocampa once possessed telepathic powers. Generations of dependence on the caretaker have diminished them. Perhaps this journey could help me understand these abilities, learn more, develop them. But I also want to help. After the doctor cured my wounds, I realized I want to help people too. Maybe I could learn from him, assist in sickbay. I think the doctor would be glad to have you. Very well then, welcome aboard. Captain, you might want to see this. Looks like we've stirred up a little trouble in a good way, I think. Okay, unexpected guests. A sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabin sparked a mass escape from the Kazon slave camp. Janeway wastes no time in ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed aboard. Neelix is surprised to find another Talaxian, Jabin, who was captured while exploring the Ocampa landscape, gratefully joins the growing crowd of survivors seeking the doctor's care, plus 13 crew. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing if we need to worry about food supplies. Okay, all right, everybody listen up. Okay, deliver speech, overcome differences, unite as one, stand strong as one crew, defend ourselves, unite, explore the unknown, and learn. Sure, I have no idea. Okay, we're alone in an uncharted part of the galaxy ripe for scientific discovery. We face the unknown with open minds, eager to explore and learn. To survive, we must work together as one crew. Explore, but duty calls us home, I guess? I don't know. We'll just try it. Okay, as the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we'll continue to explore, but our primary goal is to find a way back to the Federation. 75 years is unacceptable. Okay, adapt, overcome, reach home, never give up, find a way together, analyze, innovate, find a way home. Yeah, sure. Analyze. We'll search for advanced civilizations, wormholes, anomalies, any breakthroughs that can shorten our journey. We'll analyze, innovate, discover. Somewhere along this journey, we'll find our way back. Well spoken, Captain. Mr. Paris, you've proven yourself a skilled pilot and a valuable member of this crew. I hereby appoint you as our flight control officer. For the first time in my life, I don't know what to say. Perhaps a state that you would like to embrace more frequently from now on, Lieutenant Paris. Lieutenant Paris has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey, Harry, I bet your own promotion is just around the corner. Of course it is, Harry. Oh boy, imagine me becoming captain one day. Very well, gentlemen. As first official act in your new position, Lieutenant Paris set a new course. We're flying home. Oh no. Okay, we've reached the end of the demo. Yeah, the first go around was a little bit rocky. We totally ran out of resources. Second go around, we did pretty darn good. We got 2 decks up and running. We got our phasers, torpedoes, and shields up and running. That was a pretty cool demo, I'd have to say. It was very, very different from what I was expecting. The other Voyager game, which came out, what, like 15 years ago or whatever, was like a first-person shooter style game. This is very much a decisions-based game. I would like for those decisions to have a little bit more info on them. But yeah, this is just a first look demo, so I'm sure there's lots of stuff that's going to change in the future. There were a few performance issues, like the mouse would start to stutter in certain screens, switching between the ship, the sector, and the system views. There was a little bit of hesitation in loading those also. Yeah, I don't really know what to think about the game. I'd like to play a little bit further in the demo, like have another sector to explore, maybe another mission. I mean, basically that was just like the jumping off point of Voyager replayed in game form, which I don't mind. But anyway, I have a couple other demos that I downloaded, so I'll probably jump back on in about 5-10 minutes. Get myself something to eat, something to drink. Let me see what game. Let me check my library here. Can't remember what the games were. Okay, so the last Caretaker looked very interesting. It's kind of like a survival game, but you're a robot trying to repair like. Okay, so save humanity, sail across a vast ocean world in this first-person survival crafting adventure, craft, explore, and battle rogue machines, an atmospheric open-world adventure where every discovery and upgrade brings you closer to humanity's rebirth. That one looked pretty cool. Mr. Nomad. It kind of has mixed reviews, but it looked kind of interesting. It's also another little crafter survival game. Restore Your Island, another little crafter survival game. But yeah, we'll choose one of those and we will be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. I usually try to stream from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, doing a whole bunch of varied games. But we are doing one long term series, which is Chinese Frontiers. Although I think I am getting kind of close to the end of that one. So if you have any game suggestions, please definitely let me know. And it looks like I missed a whole bunch of comments here. Uh, Pacer League Gaming, yeah, exactly. Well said. I hope this game's good. I bet the Star Trek license wasn't cheap. I definitely agree with that. Luke Umke, I'm probably mispronounced that, but I'm stuck here. It won't let me build the amplifier. I can't find the blueprint. How do you have Kim and her already? I thought I'm pretty sure Kim was opened up pretty early in the game. But yeah, to get the amplifier, you need the workshop, and I think you have to research the blueprint for it. So yeah, just go into your um, research tree, tech tree, and you should be able to find it. But yeah, I'm up for anything Star Trek. But like I said, this game was definitely not what I was expecting. So hopefully they'll keep developing it, keep adding new things, and making it better. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back in 5, 10 minutes with another game.